Sure.
All right. You said for this Sunday you need that cake? Around what time?
You're welcome. Hey, can I borrow that? Sure. Thanks. Or will I just steal it? I feel like asking for that.
Why is moss so expensive? And I have all of this paint at my house already. Heyo, so I bet you're wondering why I'm filming this intro in a Walmart. Well, I just got off work and Walmart is having an art contest and all of this recycled trash. That's going to be recycled from something here. These are boxes from my shipment. Those are the only things I'm not recycling. Plus I have stuff in my house. They do this challenge called the We Art Walmart, and it's basically an art challenge for associates. And I will explain mine in the voiceover of the actual craft. I want to make a cupcake that opens into a forest. I have to try to avoid these fucking copyrighted music claims just by talking and pausing. That's why I pause so much, because there's also people. But that cute little intro was just like some stuff I do at my job. Today was a freight day, but my sister works today. So she works freight, and I make crostinis and garlic bread. Of course, I mean Cadbury minis. I'm spending that much money on real eggs. Okay, so back home, I got everything I needed. I had to go back out the next day to buy this specific toilet paper. Walmart sells this for 98 cents for the 4. And then I got some Scotch tape from their section. And then I got their brand, School Glue. This is going to be like a paper mache style. And I don't know how to do paper mache, and I'm not a very good sculptor. So hopefully this goes pretty good. And I know the contest says about 90% of it, or at least 90% of it, has to be Walmart products. I have these crystals and bits and bobs I want to put in it. And I really hope that I don't get docked for recycling cardboard. I mean, I work there, so I got this from the bakery. But I'm going to stop procrastinating and actually start planning some stuff out, and we'll see how it goes from there. Heyo, so as I mentioned, this is the We Art Walmart contest entry that I am doing, and spoilers, well, if you didn't already read the title, this is going to be a 2-part video because this is taking me so much longer than I thought it would ever take. So as I mentioned, I want this to be an openable cupcake because I work in the bakery, to open up to a fairy garden on the inside because I love nature, I love animals, I love florals. So I'm just combining 2 of my interests into one, and I really wanted to get better at sculpting anyway. I hate clay, and I think paper mache is like a good middle part, I guess you would call it. What is it called? Compromise. You're a good bird. To sculpting with clay, because I hate it. And I haven't paper mached anything since I was in the 8th grade. What was I in 8th grade? Fucking 12, 13? So this was like 13 to 14 years ago, something like that. And the last thing I made was a clam because I didn't know what else to make. So what we did in that class was we ended up sculpting it out with cardboard, newspaper, and masking tape, which is kind of what I started. Well, I started by cutting the cardboard to size, and I just kind of guesstimated the whole thing because that piece of plastic that I had found was technically from a Walmart product. There's this mystery box. I don't know what the brand is, but it looks like a big bottle of laundry detergent, and that top plastic is for like when you put it in the shipping container so the piece doesn't get chipped. Well, a customer picked that up when I was walking by and it fell, so I told them I'd throw it away for them, and it was just like the perfect for the icing top. So I really did all of my measurements just like based on that, but the rest of it was all just guesstimated. And of course, the day I decided to start working on this was the day of a pretty big snow. No, it was the day after, before I got all the stuff into the house. And then the next day was a pretty bad snow and ice storm we got. And I cut my finger open like the day I wanted to start working on this. We have these little zebra printers at work, and I went to go refill the stickers, and the zebra printers have teeth on them, like just ripped the labels and I ran my thumb across those teeth. It's not fun. Of course, I have like an on and off band-aid because it doesn't stay on when I need it to stay on. So whatever, just worked around that. My thumb was killing me, but I knew I had to start with this. So I started by using the masking tape on the cardboard to kind of start the sculpt. And I used a lot of tape. I bought this brand of tape at Walmart. I bought everything at Walmart you saw. And I was using the tape at first just to hold together the pieces because I was going to like, oh, I'm going to glue them together. And then I decided, no, I'm just going to masking tape the whole thing. So when I cut out the pieces, masking taped them together. And then I decided to use newspaper for the swirls on the icing for the top of the cupcake. And I masking taped those together. And this was a very much so trust the process. Like, I absolutely hated the newspaper. It looked so stupid. And the masking tape was not helping. And I hated it. It looked so dumb. It was one of those, you need to trust the process. And then last minute, I decided to throw in a little cherry on top, which when it's done, I might put a stem. I haven't gotten that far yet. Like I'm saying, I'm currently halfway through the process of this, but I need to get this done because I'm going out tomorrow. Then I have grocery shopping the next day, my 2 days off. So I'm making this a 2-part video because it's taking me a lot longer. But the next part was the fun part, which was the paper mache. And this paper mache is literally just me mixing some Walmart brand school glue with a Great Value water bottle that's been recycled, by the way, into a yogurt container, again recycled, with a yogurt I bought at Walmart. And I just started with the toilet paper. I started with 1 roll. I didn't want to use too much. And I started the bottom layer of the cupcake so I can have it upside down while I went to work, because you know it's going to be a damn good project when I'm up in the morning to work on it. So the first half of the bottom of the cupcake I did before I even went to my job. Mix up the glue with water, put the toilet paper down, and then like brush the glue water mixture onto it. And it needed like 3 or 4 layers. And part of me was like, why is this so thin? It's so transparent. It's toilet paper. It's the Walmart brand black label toilet paper that's 94 cents for 4 rolls. Why did I think it was going to be thicker? This is not Cottonelle. It's not Angel Soft. We're not digging this. But yeah, I did that in the morning before I went to work. And then when I got home, I did the inside of the wrapper off camera, only because I had to hold it at such a weird angle to do it. Like I did it one to test it, and it wasn't working. So I did it off camera, but I did do the points on camera, which were fun to do because I got to do them in like these little strips. It was fun. And then I did the cherry, which I just kind of made a little ball of toilet paper, rolled it, put some glue on it, and did that like 3 or 4 times to make it round. Then I did the top of the icing, which lost a lot of shape. But in my experience as a cake decorator, I'm not like the cake decorator, but I can decorate cakes. I will never get a perfect cupcake swirl. Like, it'll always be janky. And in my world, there is no such thing as a perfect cupcake swirl. Because half the time when you're making cupcakes at home, you're just using the butter knife you have in your cabinet anyway, so what does it matter? I did the best I could with sculpting it back. I actually used some toilet paper into the points that were softer or more divoted. And I did that before work this morning, or no, the morning before. And then when I got home, I did the bottom of the cupcake because yeah, I'm doing the bottoms because I'm gonna be painting them anyway. And then I didn't get it on camera, but my worst fear with this happened. I've been measuring everything, like eyeballing it. I forgot that adding 3 to 4 layers of toilet paper to the sides of everything adds depth. So when I went to go put the top and bottom back together, it didn't fit. It just did not fit. And I'm freaking panicking. And I had to make the decision to cut the bottom of the icing. It wasn't much. I was literally just doing like scraps at a time, which worked. But then the icing was coming off of the base because it was just masking taped and then paper mached on. So I had to cut it, glue it, and then I went over it with a primer to use that as kind of like a glue. And that did work, thank God. And I just used some acrylic acrylic gesso primer to prime it. And I did buy this primer at Walmart a very long time ago. Unfortunately, Walmart does no longer sell a lot of, if any at all, Daler-Rowney products. That's honestly how I got so many of my heavy body acrylics, because they were like 50 cents the tube, and I was like, okay, I'll take that. I hate heavy body, but for 50 cents a tube for some black paint or brown paint, if I need like a huge bunch of it, it worked. And I'm a genius. Somebody please call me a genius in the comments, like, for the love of God. Like, I tinted my gesso. I'm painting on a white surface, and this is all gonna be covered in paint anyway. So I tinted my gesso, and I was like, should I do gray? But I'm like, I know with acrylic it doesn't really matter, but if you're underpainting something, you want to do a color that's similar. And I don't know if you guys know this, but my favorite color is purple. So I tinted it purple. I tinted my gesso purple with apple barrel acrylic paint. Again, purchased at Walmart before apple barrel paint went from 50 cents to 58 cents. It's an 8-cent difference, but I'm still mad about it. But this is what the cupcake looks like so far. I am terrified that this is not going to turn out the way I want. This is my first time doing like a 2-part art video, so I'm like, oh my god, please actually let this turn out the way I want it to. I'm just so scared because I haven't done anything like this ever. And the last, like I said, the last my paper mache was like 13 years ago. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going on a vibe. So thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to check back in next week with part 2 of me finishing this if I don't crash out and have a whole freak out over this cupcake not turning out the way I wanted to, which is a very likely possibility because it's going so well right now, you know what I mean? Okay, links to my Instagram to keep up with any of my other art process and my memes, because I still post art memes. And then my Etsy is down below to support a small artist who will never be posting her sculptures for sale because I'm too scared to. Okay, thanks guys. See you next week for part 2. Bye.